turned this 5-unit apartment building into a 9-unit apartment building in Los Angeles, California between the years of 2018 and 2022. There was some high density laws passed at the time, and since this was close to public transportation, it actually sits on Normandy Avenue, which is a major thoroughfare for buses and public transportation. So we were allowed to change it from a 5-unit building to a 9-unit building with no further parking requirements, but we were required to have 2 units in the building deemed as low income units for about 20 years on the deed. I can't remember exactly how long it was, but yeah, you can see here we bought it at $875 and ended up selling it in 2022 for $2.2 million as a 9-unit building. Truthfully, we did this one in a partnership with guys who I still own a bunch of property with in LA, and I can't remember the numbers. I don't remember how it broke down or what we raised, but we did it all with friends and family money with the construction loan while we did it, and then we just sold it instead of putting it on longer term money. But you can see the spread's pretty good. What the actual cost was, man, I tried to look back through my notes, but we didn't save all the receipts in the management software because this one has already been sold. So we don't hold on to those records forever, but this property selling was also in 2022, early 2022, and that's when I realized I needed to start buying some assets outside of California, and actually took the money and the proceeds from this property to start the Alabama portfolio. So sold this one, but it opened up a whole nother adventure for me in Alabama. This is what the property looks like now. I just stopped by. You can see those bushes really did work out on all the properties. You can see there on the side, the back house, that's the only one that's a 2-bedroom. The bushes have grown up, and it's really, really worked for anti-graffiti. They used to spray that all the time, that house right there. You can see here they tried the mural, but now we sold it in 22. It's 25. 3 years later, the mural's not really anti-graffiti, but look at this. Oh man, the bushes really on the side seem to work. So I like that. They seem to be good owners now, so the building looks in good shape. It was a 5-unit building. It was 4 in the front house, basically 4 very long 1-bedrooms that we just essentially chopped in half and made them smaller 1-bedrooms with 2 low-income units truly deeded in on the deed for 20 years or so. You can rent those out Section 8 though, and that's obviously what we did. Here's the back garages here. I can tell it's a good landlord now because they still are covering up the graffiti. Number 1 rule with graffiti in these type of areas is do not let it sit on the property. If it starts sitting on the property for too long, it becomes a magnet for more graffiti, and it gets away from you. It really, really does in these neighborhoods. And unfortunately, since the lockdown of 2020, this neighborhood has actually degressed a little bit. This is South Central Los Angeles. This part hasn't really gotten any better. You know, I'm happy we sold the building because it's opened up the whole Mobile adventure for me, so I have no problems letting this one go. It was a fun ride. We learned a lot, had a lot of break-ins, had to call the cops. It was a big abandoned building on 55th and Normandy in South Central Los Angeles during the lockdowns, so you can only imagine. It was crazy, but we got it done. It's a beautiful building, and it was a good partnership. I still own real estate with these guys for, today in LA. One of the big 17 units is one that I own with these guys. Here, let's check out the garages. You can see that they paint over the graffiti. Yeah, this area is still a magnet for graffiti, but again, they're doing a good job painting over it, keeping it white. This is what we gotta do, because if you leave it open, these graffiti guys are just hitting it. You'll never get it under control. I think actually the garages were green when we sold it to them, and now they're white. So there you go. 5 units turned into 9 units, sold for a little profit. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you watched it this far, thank you so much. People don't seem to be watching my videos. I get no watch hours. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Thank you.